99.3 Nigeria Info.
There's a lot happening in the country. We have the brother of Nnamdi Kanu who's been arraigned or who's been remanded in prison, the lawyer, and 10 others. It's a very important thing to talk about because it's it reached to ask whether it's a crime to protest in the country. Police say that they obstructed traffic. They also say that they disobeyed a court order, to protest, and they were chanting war songs. How police can just give a dog a bad name just to hang it. It's been done all over the world. So, so what do Nigerians do tomorrow when they want to vent their frustration or to express themselves to the government or to anybody? Even it could be to Nigeria Info. We are treading a dangerous path, a very dangerous path, and it's been building up. And we're treading a dangerous path. This is a clarion call, or should I say, this is a call to the President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to call whoever needs to be called to order. All right. Because we are in a very sensitive moment in the world today, and sometimes it's not the protests that will trigger a mass reaction, but it is a suppression of the right to freedom of expression, the suppression of the right to vent, the suppression of the right to tell government you're angry, or the suppression of the right to make demands of whoever it is that could trigger, could build up frustration in the people. And everybody needs an outlet. You understand? Everybody needs an outlet. Everybody needs, an avenue to vent. Some people vent, for no reason. They just you just hear them ranting. It's because they bottled up a lot inside. They just need to vent. If I throw the lines open and you hear, our listeners, sometimes it's just because we are an avenue to vent. Even at home, your wife could be talking, you will say, but wait, just please, I just want to vent. That is normal. Your husband could be complaining, he just says, you don't mind me, I'm just venting, okay, let me just vent. It's like breathing. And people need to be allowed to breathe, to vent. There's a lot of piled up tension in the country. There's a lot piled up frustration. There's a lot piled up stress that the policies of government have brought on the people. Now, that the policies of government have brought hardship on Nigerians is not in doubt. That the policies of government have brought untold hardship on Nigerians is not in doubt. And I sometimes question if the authorities, they actually do understand how bad it is, if they are aware, especially the man at the top, His Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, man. I hold in high esteem Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I sometimes, have to question if he really understands what Nigerians are going through, because it is at a critical point, Now, personally, the stability of this country is, for me, the interest of everybody. Everyone needs Nigeria to work, whether you're an APC supporter or not. You need Nigeria to work. My prayer every single day is that this government succeeds. I'm telling you, if you don't pray for President Tinubu to succeed, then what are you praying for? That he should fail? Because if he fails, you fail. If he fails, I fail. And we will all suffer the failure. I can spend 1 hour praying for this president to succeed. I can go on a fast for this president to succeed. Because that success is for me. It's for you. So I think it is in the interest of everybody that Nigeria progresses, Nigeria moves forward. And part of that is that success, that progress is to ensure that you give room for for people who have been through a lot to vent. Like if you're a leader, if you've had the opportunity to lead any group, your community, your village, your family, your church, your mosque, your office, every leader, everyone who is skilled in the art and the school of leadership knows that there is room for people to say nonsense, just to talk. The thing does not, and it is, every leader knows that. There's room for people to say, when they've exhausted that, then you can come in and say, okay, I've heard you, let's go this way or that way. Every leader who knows his onions, and this thing is born out of experience. I mean, I'm privileged to have been, born a Methodist. And when you're in a Methodist church, as a young person, you'll be given the opportunities for you to lead. So I learned it all there. Then, of course, I did in school, transferred to school, from school to work. So I've been a leader, from a very young age. And of course, you get to also read books and attend seminars and listen to people and learn from those who are ahead and see how they do it. That in a group you have people that are not always right, who may even be troublesome, who may annoy you. Okay, maybe not troublesome is not a word, but who may disagree with you, you may not even like. But you allow everybody release what is inside of them. Release it. Yeah. That energy needs to be released somehow. I've been in places where I've said, let's do something normal, and they will shout on me. Come on, leadership is not easy because you go through it, you get a lot of insults. But what I'm saying is this. Already there's a lot of tension regarding the Nnamdi Kanu detention. Now, some people agree or say that he should go through the process of the law. Others feel that he's not being treated as others are. Others who have done the same or even worse. And that is the grouse that now has given people the fuel to legitimize the demands or the pattern that Nnamdi Kanu is a taking method. And they're right, because what is good for the goose is good for what? The gun. That is the foundation of this nation. The framers of the Nigerian constitution, whether you think it's bad or not, one thing you can't fault them is they decided everyone should be treated equally. So that is there. That one is there. So people are for that. Some are against it. Yeah, it's a debate. But when it gets to the point where the people who feel unjustly treated, who feel marginalized, who feel and always complain they don't feel like they're part of Nigeria, decide to voice, to vent, to protest, and that is suppressed, that there's no, somehow there would have to be naturally a way for that bottled up frustration to find its way out. That's why it's in the interest of this government to allow people protest, even they're asking for something stupid. I've been part of such, of protests where government felt it was in their interest, and they provided. I was shocked. They provided police, like the top officers, when they came to guide us, because the way the thing was framed, the protest was framed. It was to bring back our girls, which I organized, and it became something else. That's another story for another day, But we saw top police officers guarding us. They came out because the president heard that was, in support of him. It wasn't that, but it was turned to be that. That's another story for another day. They came out. They guarded us. You see, top police, everybody was there to make sure that, because the word that was sent to the president was that march was for him. So they can do it. They can do it. All right, the people I saw on Monday were not dangerous. They were not many. Forget all the fake videos flying around. I'm not in support of that. Forget all the misinformation, that people are sharing. I don't support that crap. That you go and start sharing videos of Kenya. Are we stupid? And that's the thing you people do. That makes people not support you. Those whoever did that. Go and share videos of Nepal and say, look, stop that nonsense. Sorry to use the word. Okay? It's not cool. So they don't have many, and it could have just gone, sometimes Sharia will call for a protest, you see only 100 people. They could have just gone and just stood there. The police have a method to ensure that you don't go beyond the point, which does not involve using tear gas. They could have gone and said, oh, okay, and they would have gone home. I'm telling you, that would have been it. Okay? Now, police fired tear gas and people had to run away, and some people were arrested, including Nnamdi Kanu's brother and his lawyer. And they have now been taken to Kuje prison. Please, Mr. President, please, Mr. President, allow wisdom, foresight, and insight guide you. Please. Boko Haram was said to be a band of bandits and people who were using sticks and cutlasses until the government gave them a reason to say, we have legitimacy, let's fight. So let's look at that. Let's look at that. It's very important. Very important. All right. That being said, we want to talk about environmental sanitation, waste management in Lagos State. That's what we're looking at today. We had some news yesterday in Lagos where, in our news at 6, it was reported that at Mile 12, under the bridge at Mile 12, refuse spilled across the road. Water has been cleaned. And it's an eyesore, according to our report yesterday. Let me read it before they say Kofi said. Now, this is what our reporter wrote. It says something else in Lagos is making people choke. This time it's not tear gas. It's talking about Abuja. If you've passed through Mile 12 underbridge lately, you have probably seen it. Piles of refuse spilling across the road from Oremeri Street to Agility. Is that Agility is called? Residents say it's not just an eyesore, as the stench is unbearable. They fear it could lead to another outbreak of cholera. Across the city from Lekki to Ikorodu, overflowing bins have become a common sight now. This is our report, our news from yesterday, newsroom. If you want to catch someone, catch Hillary. Loma spokesperson Folashade Kadiri is urging residents to stop dumping waste illegally and to report uncollected refuse. That's what ticked me off into making this a topic. She also warned that offenders will face sanctions. That's what caught my attention. Yeah? And I've talked about something else, but for what Mrs. or Miss Kadri, Madam Kadri said. Let's go.
Toll free. When they call, it's for them to call call Loma on toll free. When they call Loma on toll free, Loma officials will come with our truck and their waste will be picked. It's not enough for them to say, because they don't see PSP operators, that they're now going to dump their waste indiscriminately. There is no ignorance in the law.
All right, there's no ignorance in the law. Even if the PSP people are not there, they have toll-free lines that you can call, and then they'll come and clear your refuse. But if they catch you throwing refuse indiscriminately, you'll face the full extent of the law. All right, so that's that. And the question we're asking this morning is, who cleans up the mess when it comes to Lagos waste in Lagos? Who cleans up the mess? All right, it's a city of over 20 million people, so of course you're bound to have a lot of waste being generated. But in this case, where you have a mile 12 situation, refuse spilling onto the road, and then Loma is telling you if you are caught throwing refuse on the straight road, you'll be made to pay. Despite the fact that the PSP operators are nowhere to be found. Those who are meant to clear the refuse are nowhere to be found. So then what do the people do? All right? What do the people do? Now, they have a toll-free number, she says, that you can call. But if you don't call that toll-free number, you don't have a right to throw refuse anyhow. All right? And if you do, you'll be arrested. I think that is what the law says. So who cleans up the mess? What happens in such a case? Why aren't the PSP people showing up to clear the refuse? Why do we need to call Loma to tell them that, your people have not come to clear the refuse here? All right. So I mean, I want you guys to help me understand, and then also you can have your say. 02012777093. What ticked me off was the fact that I was thinking I'll hear an apology. We are sorry for the inconvenience caused you. Because people are not morons. They are not stupid. They pay taxes every day. And government is there to serve the people. We are sorry for the inconvenience caused you. We are going to ensure that mile 12 is cleaned up quickly and will ensure that people do not face this situation again. But instead, government tells you, if we catch you, we arrest you.
Hello?
99.3, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, go on.
Kofi
No
Bartels.
problem.
This is Pastor Ladiko.
Yeah.
Kofi, I want to also tell you, if you get to Relay by the Igomu Bridge, you will see heap of dirty that these people just put there. And that is the same road the local government chairman passes to his house. I don't know how the man feels, because I can't understand. Major bridge, you see a lot, and it's not even dirty alone. You will now see cows loitering around the place. If you are driving, if you are not careful, because you are trying to dodge the dirty that has almost taken half of the bridge, then you are also trying to dodge cow. And at the same time, human beings are passing. So I don't understand what this Lagos State is doing. And if people complain, they will tell you this and that and this. The reality is that they are not doing what they are supposed to do.
Right.
Get to that place. As I'm talking to you now, Igomu Bridge.
Igomu Bridge, okay.
Igomu Bridge.
Maybe the local government chairman uses Abacha goggles, so he doesn't see when it's passing.
That
that one Abacha used to wear.
So if he's going to his office in the morning, he must pass through that bridge.
He has not seen
He must pass through that bridge.
What a shame. Who did this to us now?
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Ibuka capsule full ground. Anytime pain they around. If pain won't show in power, 3 in 1 day. To knock and power. Ibuka pain for body, pain from fever. That's why I carry up all always. Ibuka Mama pain away. Ibuka they buy me always. Ibuka they for you always.
After 3 days, if body no tranga, go see doctor. Na Shalina Healthcare Limited, dem market am.
Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Tandagdiba with Ibuka.
Whether you're buying small